rAVe Radio. With rants and raves, you'll be okay. And today is your lucky day. It is rants and raves with Gary K.
Good morning, everyone. This is Gary K, and I want to thank you for joining me for another pre-InfoComm rants and raves. And one of the companies that's going to have a giant InfoComm show is PPDS, which I'd like to say Philips, but I know technically Vince Schuster, you're technically PPDS, right?
We are PPDS as the brand, and we are the sole licensee of the Philips brand for commercial displays, both in what we the InfoComm community, the professional side, as well as on the hotel side.
Yeah, and Vince, you're obviously the commercial vice president of sales for PPDS, and we're also joined. I'm really thankful that Frank was willing to stay awake and join us for this recording. The VP of EMEA for Franck Racapé. Is that right? Did I say that right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I used to mess that up all the time when I interview over there for Philips Professional Displays at PPDS. How are you doing?
Very fine, thanks.
You're in Paris, right?
I am in Paris. Yeah, I'm about to fly out to Vegas in next couple of days.
Yeah, you had a phenomenal ISE. By the way, Paris is my favorite European town. City. You had a phenomenal ISE, and I think you're about to have an incredible InfoComm. You're going to be in the North Hall in booth 2021. So first off, congratulations ahead of time, because you've got some great products out there. And I know starting with a launch, technically, like you did at ISE, of an all-in-one LED that's really modular, but it's going to be shown as an all-in-one, the 6000 series, Vince.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you, Gary, for introductions. Some of the things maybe to go over. So PPDS, most everyone knows this as Philips in the marketplace.
Yeah.
Our company is TPV. So we've actually just recently done the transition. Worthwhile mentioning, Frank will be at InfoComm, and Frank is now the global head of the team for overall the sales and operations. On my side, I'm the team leader for the North America market, which is traditional in terms of being local, essentially, for that market. But with TPV, the company, our parent company, we are the largest LCD manufacturer globally. So, of course, we have the Philips brand that we represent, but we also manufacture globally for many other manufacturers. So one of the things that's been very helpful for that, from a resource standpoint, you may touch on this, but we have enhanced, of course, our support to the channel, whether it be in people, top level or talented people from the industry, as well as being able to keep consistent supply throughout shortages. So we could call it during the pandemic in general, but if we look at the shortages over the past 18 to 24 months, we've been consistent in the marketplace. And also during this time when the business wasn't at peak levels, we've also been able to innovate. So we are introducing lots of products. So we'll go into that a little bit. I just wanted that at a high level to kind of, clarify PPDS as a brand, but the Philips brand is what you'll see. That's our banner that we'll have. And yes, we'll be in the North Hall amongst many of the other competitors. I shouldn't say competitors, we'll say colleagues in the display business in the North Hall as well.
Yeah, that's going to definitely be a big display hall. But as I mentioned, your sort of big flagship launch, I think that's going to be the most popular product out there, is going to be the 6000 series, because you have it in an all-in-one configuration. That's how it's shown at ISE, and but it is modular, right? Talk about that for just a moment.
Yeah, absolutely. So the direct view LED, this is an expansion of our line. We've actually been very successful globally in terms of building the direct view LED, but this is a product that we will say that we build in-house. So that means that we not only design it, we also manufacture it. And the product itself is a 27-inch diagonal cabinet and 16:9. So our pixel pitches start from the finest pixel pitch at 1.2, and it goes up from there. The unit that will be, the array that we'll be showing at InfoComm is a 5x5, a 1.5 millimeter. So that gives us a 135-inch diagonal.
Yeah.
So that
would be native 4K.
Not in this case.
Or is it 1080?
It would be 1080. Sorry.
1080. Okay. So then to get 4K, you just keep tiling it to what size would that be?
So we'd be at 270 inch.
Okay, 270 inch. Okay.
And then we would, in a sense, that would be 100 cabinets.
Yeah.
100
Okay.
inch cabinets. Yeah.
And so yeah, 1.5. I'm assuming that at some point in time you'll have other pixel pitches as well. I mean, you obviously have a large line of LEDs that you can draw upon. Do you want to talk about any of those, or is the primary focus at InfoComm going to be the 6000?
Well, to get to the range, we go as fine pixel pitch to 1.2 millimeter. We will have 0.9 millimeter coming, and then of course future versions as time allows.
And the 0.9 is in what line?
We don't currently have, excuse me, Gary.
Okay.
We don't currently have it, but it will be coming, and we'll bring it to definitely to the 6000 series.
Okay.
We also have a 9000 series, 8000, 7000.
Okay.
In the booth itself, in the InfoComm booth, we will show the 7000 series, and that allows for architecturally designed, and we will show that in a 90-degree angle. So we have displays that actually have a 45-degree, and it's seamless in terms of bringing that together, which is not very common in the business, because there's usually a small gap.
Yeah.
When you make a 90 degree.
Especially when you're wrapping around a storefront or a column or something like that.
Absolutely.
You have some great images of that on your website, by the way. You've also got obviously another area that you're, as you said, the biggest LCD manufacturer in the world is LCD. And in education, you've got some you have some new products as well, and those will be at InfoComm.
Correct. Yeah, we just introduced education. The E-line is what we call it for education. We'll be demonstrating at InfoComm our 3000 series, and there's also a 4000 series we're introducing as well for just in time for I shouldn't say government, but the education buy-in season. Yeah. So this is going to be.
You also have an interactive version as well.
Correct. Yes, it is an interactive display on both of those series. Correct.
Okay, so it's naturally interactive.
Yes.
And also includes stuff like wireless transmission of content and features like that that are built into it, right?
Yeah, we have the capability for doing wireless, and we have the ability to also utilize any third-party software as well. So from an interactive standpoint, on a educational infrastructure, whatever it is, type of software that they'd like to be able to use. And when we say interactive, that's two-way. So in other words, obviously the content that's coming up on the screen, and then the instructor or potentially the teacher who is interacting, as well as the children, or I shouldn't say the children, it could be adult education, adolescent level or something like that.
In college?
Yeah. Could be in college level too, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then obviously you're very well known for video walls, especially in Europe. I mean, I think in the US you're going to have a renaissance here. But you obviously have some really interesting video wall properties as well.
Yeah, so I'll touch on that, and then just from a standpoint of from a Philips standpoint, we're a very strong brand in other regions of the world. In the U.S., we are definitely growing the business, but you're right, we have a very high penetration of LCD video wall, and the direct view LED will obviously supplement that going forward. On our LCD video wall, we start at 49-inch, and we go up to 55-inch displays. And we are down to and introducing at InfoComm as well as ISE 0.4 millimeter bezel. So we have a combined bezel of under 1 millimeter. So it becomes very compelling. Even on a 2x2 wall, it would be in the case of the actually a 65-inch we'll be showing, which has a native resolution of 4K, kind of an 8K wall on a 2x2.
On a 2x2 with virtually no seam.
Well, that seam is not going down to that small of a bezel today.
Okay.
You'll see a combined bezel of 3.5. Okay. But the interesting thing about it is 130-inch diagonal with the pixel pitch would be probably the tightest pixel pitch on the show floor. So it'd be very interesting to see. We will show native 8K footage.
You have an amazing memory, Vince, to recall all this data so easily. Most people are like, I think it is this or I think it is that, but you obviously know your product line really well. So what else would we, inside the by the way, we have a little drawing on our website. If you go to raypubs.com/InfoComm2022, search PPDS or even Philips, you'll find where we actually did we actually have an artist rendering of the PPDS booth and sort of listed a little bit about everything you're talking about here, about what you're going to show at the show as well. In addition, you're featured in our Day Zero newsletter daily, our show daily. You're featured in that as well, where we talk about what you're going to be doing at the show, which will be sent out the day before the show starts. Is there anything else that we've missed that we should talk about?
I think it would be beneficial. I was going to ask Frank maybe just to give us a high level, but I think I just want to just for any of you that are not able to make it to the show, please check rAVe as well. But please visit us. We have a comprehensive booth we call stand over in ISE. Not only is it going to have our products, branded Philip products, we also have many of our partners. So we are very connected with CMS partners. The full turnkey solution. So what's really important for us is that we put solutions in PPDS. So that is essentially a solutions company or a solutions brand, and we're introducing rAVe. So that's a capability for remote display management as well as being able to do deployment. So I was going to ask Frank, as we just introduced this at ISE, tremendous amount of feedback that was positive, and it really moves us into the next step in our kind of accelerated growth path.
Yeah, absolutely, Vince. So like you just mentioned, Gary, we just come out of ISE. It was two weeks ago, and the atmosphere was phenomenal. It was the first gathering of the industry in the past 2 years, and we had many more attendees as we expected. So I wish it would be the same for InfoComm, and the atmosphere was really amazing. But yeah, just to leverage, you're right. Vince has a really good memory on whatever we are going to show, because we are showing a lot of things. So the hardware, Vince went through all of the major highlights. I would also add the signage TV range that we are launching with the Beeline, because this is also a major push in the US market, and we have a really compelling product offering based on integrated Chromecast technology that makes the wireless transmission very easy. But yeah, just Vince hinted, next to the hardware launch, we are a very solution-driven company, and everything we are doing is to promote solution partners working on our high-performing SoC. And for that reason, we have been introducing rAVe. So rAVe is a combination of a very strong remote display management solution, as well as in the future, it will also become a very easy deployable tool for software partners. So please drop by. It is our first step into the cloud solutions. rAVe is the name of the solution. Come by and drop to have a view on the solution. It is the official launch in the US, and we got a massive traction on that.
And one nice thing about that is it's you don't have to change CMS brands or media player partners or anything like that. You can use whatever you want to use. You're just leveraging.
So it is actually, it will become also a platform where all of our partners will be integrated on. So that means that whatever CMS partners who is a partner of Philips will be available and deployable via rAVe. So that is very important. But next to that, you will have permanent monitoring of all the displays that you have installed in the field. You can upgrade firmware very easily. And what we are giving is root access via the API. We are giving everything that you can do on our display, you will be able to do via the rAVe platform. And that will enhance the capabilities of any solution partners that will be running on a Philips display.
Yeah, and as somebody who's managing all that, it's going to really appreciate that as well, because they don't have to have different sort of remote management capabilities or software tools to do that. You can do it
exactly.
One tool.
Since we don't see our industry like digital signage from one side, signage TV on the other side, or LED on another side, rAVe will be there to support our integral product categories. So with one tool, you will be able to service all our displays, and that will be a major USP moving forward, that from one central point you can really control all type of displays from Philips.
All right, so you'll be in the North Hall booth 2021. I'll see both of you there. And of course, as I said, you can go to ravepubs.com/InfoComm 2022, and you can actually see a story written about all of this as well. And of course, that's probably where you're watching this recording as well. We're going to go to the booth at InfoComm. We're going to shoot individual product videos on everything we've talked about here, probably a few others as well. And then we're also going to do a booth tour. So we're going to do both. And so if you aren't going to the show, the best way to see it is to go to raypubs.com/InfoComm 2022. And we're going to give you that complete coverage. Vince, Frank, thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Madeline. We appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you very much. Y'all have a great day. And if you want to see all of our InfoComm coverage, check it out at raypubs.com.
Ray,